Hello, fans of the BBL, the Bandless Battlers League. I am Mastodon, and I am here today with my co-host Bronson. Say hello, Bronson.
What's up, boys? It's Bronson here, and I'm here. Hello.
And we are here to give you. We are doing the PR, the power rankings for the Bandless Battlers League. So let's just get right into it with our tied in number 16, the Seattle Metal Sounders, coached by Johnny GB. Bronson, do you want to kick this one off for us?
The Giants team is consisting of, because we're not going to bet off, we don't know the team. So the Giants team consists of Kieran White, Genesect, Incredible Industrial, Incineroar, Jellicent, Rotamo, Duckthroat, Aerodactyl, and Emolga. And a Bombsman, right? Yeah. And Bombsman. And this team's it's just that he has round 4 Dougie, which that's me because he didn't make it a Z user. So that seems very because Dougie doesn't trap a lot of things effectively besides very few things, maybe a Jirachi with a scarf, and even it's not very strong. Killer White's an okay on in Ubers, but that first pick, and he didn't pick anything really good with it. Was very good. His speed tier isn't very strong, and the lack of fusible that Kieran Black has really hurts it surprisingly. It gets fire coverage in fusion flow or whatever, but it doesn't really help it that much. So you always have earth power for skill set. That's nice, but it's okay. What would you talk?
Yeah, I was just looking at it now. He also has, I think it wasn't on the coach's sheet, but he also has Glaceon, but still not adding too much for it. I just feel like for an Ubers draft, this seems not as strong as what Johnny could have made it out to be. He's gone for probably some sort of ice offense for sure with the Bomber Snow and Kira. Always have a soft spot for Genesect, but it's gonna have to put in the hard yards to really get anything done for it. He does have a bunch of momentum options going for him, like some U-turners, some Volt Switches, and maybe he can make the most out of Mega Gardevoir or potential Trick Rooming stuff with Jellicent. But not 100% confident backing it. But I mean, we can always be proven wrong. Z-Curum could do some pretty nasty damage, but yeah, we'll see. So, Johnny,
I think Webb's really. Go ahead.
Yeah, you were just about to mention Webbs. I reckon Webbs would have been amazing for this team as well, but there's an unfortunate lack of Webbs on this team.
His hazard move isn't very good. He has Rotamo, Aerodactyl, and Emolga, if you count that, and that's not good at all. And even himself, his hazard game is Stealth Rock, Dugtrio, and Stealth Rock, Aerodactyl. So even that is very lackluster. I just don't see the shine or the appeal in this draft at all.
Yeah, the team is actually very, very Rocks weak as well, and with not the best defoggers or spinners, it's gonna be an issue that he comes up against, I think, probably regularly throughout the season.
Exactly. I think Johnny's team has some potential. I think maybe some free agency would help, maybe dropping that Dugtrio, which I don't feel like he really needs. Obviously, you need a ground type, but just get some more removal, maybe spikes on this team. I do think Webb's really helped. I feel like the team is very manageable despite having Kieran White.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so I think we can go on to our shared 15. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this team name. Is it the Norwegian Noctowls? Oh, I feel so.
Don't worry. They would have picked the bad team name. Alright, let me try to pronounce this. This is the Grouchin Noctowls. That's my go at.
Okay.
Why don't you start? It's coached by my good pal, Super Super Sona Ashi, something like that.
Yeah. Team's got Lugia, Tapu Lele, Mega Sableye, Metagross, Druddigon, Superior, Torkoal, Hitmonlee, Tentacruel, Gligar, and Fire. That's the one. And some of the ones are cool on this team, but the team itself doesn't feel like the most impressive. Like opposite to Johnny, like he has all the hazard control, but I don't think there's any offense to really go forward with that. Like he's got Lele, but like the only real abuser of that terrain is itself and Metagross, both of which are Z captains, so could see something out of there. Lugia feels like it's just there.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I get. I mean, he also has Hitmonlee as an abuser with Psychic Seed, but
that is true.
Like even that is like eh. I mean, how does Lele? I don't really get why you get Lele with this team, because like the psychic terrain doesn't even help you. You don't even have a fur Pokemon like a Pheromosa or something like that to pay you with Lugia. So like you don't really need to like stop. You don't need to stop.
Priority, yeah.
Yeah, and like he has great hazard control, but like his hazards himself is, I mean, he has decent hazards and self-rocking, Torkoal, Mangro, but and he does actually the T-Spikes, which is pretty nice for his team if you're trying to win a stall game. But like besides that, I feel like teams either the Waller team or out pressure team. But Sableye is good for like, especially in Ubers. There's a lot more arms that can just pack it and break through, especially with Z moves. Oh boy, it just doesn't do what it should do. Really draft league.
Yeah. Like, I feel like this might be another team with like a couple of free agency trades, and it could be looking a bit more menacing. But just as it stands on paper, not there's room for a little bit of touching up. So we'll see if they follow through.
Right. Let's go on to our next Pokemon, next team. My number 14 and your number 14. This is the Puffy Pachirisu, coached by Sparks the God. Of Mega Blaziken, Shaman Sky, Jirachi, Togekiss, Vaporeon, Kofag, Skuntank, Rhydon, Honchkrow, Avalugg, and Flygon, and Pachirisu. So, just 12 months, but I mean, he has a nice quadruple flinch core in Shaman Sky, Jirachi, and Togekiss. So that can obviously win you games with the Hax Factor Air Slash.
Yeah.
Which is pretty annoying and scary, but like, is it good? I don't really think so. His removal is, I think Shaman might get default, and I think Blaziken might get default, but like you don't want to default on them. So like you want like decent defogger is Skuntank, and like you do have T-Spikes, and you also have defogger and Flygon and Avalugg, but like if you're bringing Flygon and Avalugg to an Ubers format game, it's not looking. That means you didn't have very many better options. He has decent wish support in like Vaporeon and Togekiss. She actually, like, what's he gonna pass into? Shaman Sky? That's not like something I'm like, oh cool, that's Shaman Sky. I think this team is okay. I think it definitely is what puts this team over the other two teams is like what it can do, different play styles it can bring, but like besides like the hack factor of it being annoying, I don't think it's particularly good. What do you say?
I feel like this team has like a really big struggle against special attackers, because a lot of his physical bulk is very, very solid, but the special bulk is sort of a bit lacking. With a lot of Ubers, most of them just like smashing out special hits. It's gonna hit this team very, very hard for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you pretty much covered everything just before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that seems simple enough. It's another one of those teams where like a couple of drops and pickups could change things a bit. the filthy hacks trio there, and Mega Blaziken can always just clutch out games as well because if you let it set up a Swords Dance, it can be scary, especially for teams like weakened late game. So there's that going for it as well. Alright, so now this is where opinions sort of split a little bit. So
yeah, I mean, my number 13 is Garchomp the God, coached by it's 13 is the Lawrence Talonflame, coached by Garchomp the God. And how we're gonna do this, guys, is since we're different, they're no longer the same thing. I'm gonna give my opinion on his team, and he's gonna have his opinion on his number 13. And then once we get to the separate opposite one, he'll give his opinions and blah blah blah. So Garchomp is rocking with teams like Xerneas, Askren, Mega Diancie, Excadrill, Serena, pick 5 or 4. And then he also has a team of Lula Marowak, Sticky Webs with Araquanid. Licky Licky was actually really come on. So Raptor's kind of nice. Sand, which, right, in theory, it's a good idea. But I don't think teams are going to be that weak to sand that warrants bringing Hippopotas. Especially in Ubers, they can even break through Hippopotas. Like, it wasn't a wall. Like, name me an Uber wall. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. And like he has some Zekrom. I think Zekrom would be pretty decent. I'm not sure if he put Zemus on or not. But like, I think it'd be pretty decent. Askren's really nice if played correctly. Definitely a menace is like if you can get the Askren boost or the ability switch, whatever the hell it's called. I think it'd be definitely really nice. Nancy's really nice on this team because it can definitely break well to the mons in this team because like if you switch into Mega Diancie, it's gonna be in range for an instant. So they break for each other pretty well. Serena's removal is okay. Mega Diancie and Excadrill are pretty good removal on this team. I think the webs are nice. I don't think they're that amazing, but they support Zekrom pretty well. And yeah, I mean, Saraptor's pretty nice offensive. How about your number 13, Bjornsson, Ernesto?
My number 13 is the Montreal Melodics, coached by Matt O'Shea. So the team's Dialga, Protein, Gren, Mew, Infernape, Tangrowth, Slurpuff, Quagsire, Rotom, just Rotom, Volbeat, Dusclops, Glalie, and Mega Aerodactyl. Now, I don't necessarily dislike this team. It's just between pick 6 and pick 13. They're all I think they're all fairly equal. Like there's a lot of stuff I like about it, and then there's a few things I dislike about it. Like I like Dialga. I think Dialga is pretty underrated. So I think Matt will be able to pull out the best of that. Z Protein Gren is gonna be a monster. Infernape as well. Not Z move though, but Infernape and Gren, they're both just fast, hit hard, and they both are quick momentum users. Mew just does everything. Tangrowth walls everything. And Slowpuff gives him webs, and Mega Aerodactyl's just nice fast mon just to sort of do a lot of cleanup sort of a stuff. Rock Setter. He's got a lot of rock setters, he's got Dialga, he's got Ape, Aero, Mew. He's got Glalie with spikes. I don't know why he doesn't have Greninja down here with spikes either. But pretty sure Gren gets spikes. But
spikes, yeah.
So a few things that I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of I personally hate Quagsire. I think that mon is always useless. But I can be proven wrong. Dusclops and Ubers, I'm a little bit shaky on, but hey, it's for 2 points, and Glalie's for 1 point, so for 2 points, cheap bulk isn't too bad. There's not really much else I can say. It's not a team I dislike, but it's sort of just there because everyone else's was just around the same, and there's probably some other mons on the other teams I like a little more, but I can see this team climbing for sure. So. I don't hate you, Matt. I just like the other teams more, I swear. I swear.
Yeah, this was definitely not biased. I knew some of the people I knew some people's teams, but like I definitely didn't go off all your gypsy. You know, and I don't like Garchomp, but you're gonna be number last. Definitely not how. So that's also one thing that we pointed out. Yeah, I think we can go on to number 12. You said everything that you want to say about
Yeah,
Matt. Right?
yeah.
So my number 12 is my good pal, Perfecte Blue, coach of the San Diego State Azov. Was this team with Groudon, Charizard X, Clefable, Raikou, Tapu Bulu, Bisharp, Victory Bell, Pheromosa, Bruxfish, and Probopass? Now, Probopass is one of Pidani's favorite monsters. But, it was, you know, a little sketch.
Good one.
His first two picks are Groudon and Charizard X. Interesting pairing. I mean, you get the sun, so like you can definitely blast through a lot of things with sun boosted Flageless and Charizard X. That's a pretty big threat. I think Raikou is very nice in this team to get Groudon and Charizard X in. I think we could support. He picked Bulu, which I don't really get why he picked Bulu. I mean, granted, it helps you versus Earthquake on Charizard X, but like very situational. Plus, with Sun Up, hitting power 5 is going to do even more percent. I really like Clef's team, but it's just reliable rock. Bisharp's nice because it helps you with like stuff like Pursuit Trap. It can Pursuit Trap along with Priority Sucker Punch. He also good though, pairs well with stuff. Definitely be really good, especially if you like you can make it as easy. His other Uber is Fenmosa, which definitely really good. His monster doesn't have very many flaws besides it can hit a lot of things super hard. It does have access to Rapid Spin and Default, which is super nice. Because it definitely forces switches heavily a lot, and he can definitely get rid of hazards at that point. Obviously, having Fimosa as a rapid spinner isn't the greatest, but it's definitely still there. His only form of removal? Yeah, it looks like Fimosa's going. So he's definitely going for like a hyper offense type of thing, with like Clef and seeing that. But he's definitely gonna. I feel like hyper offense is gonna be a third place. I think Pheromosa is going to be super nice, especially with like Quiver Dance. It's definitely like if you switch out on Pheromosa, it can just win the game right there, especially with enough chip on other monsters in the team. I think Groudon's really good at Ubers. It's so bulky, has great setup. No recovery besides rest, but I feel like he doesn't really need it besides it because he can swing like all sets. And it just I think his team's good. I think it can struggle versus maybe something. I feel like offense will just help propel this team so heavily. That's why I did put it in my number 12 slot. Why don't you go to your number 12?
In my number 12 slot, I have Aaron2420, big fan, by the way, coach of the Calgary Infernapes. He's got Zern, Aegislash, Suicune, Taunty, Donphan, Komodo, Sneasel, Musharna, Shelmet, Luxray, Wigglytuff, and Mega Venusaur. So, out the gate, I'm assuming, I don't know if Geomancy is banned or not, but for 20 point Xerneas, I'm going to assume that Geomancy is probably banned. So, but it's still like a mon like not to sleep on. Xerneas I still think is a really strong mon. Aegislash is another really solid versatile mon as well. He has Z moves. He's got Z Komodo. I'm assuming Clanger Soul Blaze is legal, so that can turn Komodo into a little bit more of a fearsome mon. But it can still run like rocks and stuff as well, so it's still got the options there. Taunt's a nice fast pivot with regen. Donphan is good, rocks and spin. Sneasel's nice, base 115 speed, can come in, pursuit trap stuff, and just hit hard for something that's generally like fairly cheap, fairly frail, but just does what it needs to do. Aaron's done his usual pick up Shelmet. I'm assuming probably one of his favorite mons. So he's got that. We'll see how he uses that in Ubers alongside Wigglytuff. We'll see how that thing stands up. I do like Mega Venusaur though. I think Mega Venusaur was something that I felt his team probably needed. So I do like that. A little bit upsetting with he's got a bunch of rockers and Shelmet with spikes, so good budget spiker there, Aaron, big fan. But his hazard removal is sort of a bit. He's not the most weak to hazards, but he's only got three ways to remove them. one of them being Defog and Xerneas. So we'll see if that impacts him a lot or not. But he does have a two heal bellas, wish support, and aromatherapy. So his team has the potential to be fairly safe. So yeah, another team that I don't hate, but still could be better. But I still think could be fine. So I'd like to see how Aaron goes this season.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty good team. I think there's a lot of options. Well, let's move on to my number 11, which is the Bracknell B-Drills, coached by Splurge. His team consists of Solgaleo, Landers I, Sylveon, Megados, Salazzle, Alolan Golem, Selgor, Lurantis, Kraganol, Garatina, regular, so not the one with Levitate, second hold an item, and Kraganol. I think I said a Selgor, I'm not too sure. So the reason I like this team a lot is I think Solgaleo is actually really, really good. I'm pretty sure he put Z-moves on this, which is like his only Z user on this team. So that has a lot of options. Like it gets Z Splash, which will look like a pretty good thing. It also gets sorts of reliable recovery. It gets Stealth Rocks. I think it offline. This Solgaleo is actually really good. It has a lot of type resistances, so it pairs with like a very good like Fairy and Sylveon, which you did get. I think Mega Gyarados is actually really, really good, especially where in the BBL you can Mega Evolve whenever you want. Forces those 50-50 type things with either do I fighting mode, do I ground, that's a move you would call every time, but like just stuff like that. He also Lando. I feel like Lando is really good. Granted, it's weak to ice, and a lot of monsters are introduced that are faster than it. It was Rock Ball, which is still a very big threat. As I guess for myself, I mean, Salazzle is really nice as well because it is pretty fast. It is reliable. Teach fight, which he doesn't really like that much. I mean, he's okay with them, but like, yeah. His removal isn't that great with Landorus, I, and Lurantis, and Kraken. I guess. Oh, actually, he does have Giratina. Oh, my bad on that. Giratina was last pick, so he kind of surprised me there. Giratina is super good. It's very bulky. Like Wish Pass for Giratina and Solgaleo, I think is really nice. Granted, they're all weak to Psychic and a Shadow coverage, Ghost coverage. That's not Sylveon, which is kind of annoying, but it never gets fit around. Golem's not taking around 6, but it's definitely a decent pick at where it was does. It can definitely trap certain steals, and just get rid of him that he doesn't really particularly like the Sylveon, allowing him to run more of a bulky balance team. His removal isn't great in Lurantis. I mean, actually, it's really pretty good with Giratina, my bad, again. But he has great hazards, spikes, toxic spikes, Stealth Rock. He has really good hazards. Blast is surprisingly good. And his team is actually really pretty good, actually. I think I'm a big fan of Solgaleo. I think he's really good. Why don't you go on to your number 11, Keaton?
My number 11 is Omega Jolteon with the Chicago Caracostas. So he's got Mewtwo, Mega Lop, Thundurus, Klefki, Crocodile, Volcanion, Roserade, Mesprit, Stunfisk, Prinplup, and Fracture. Now, a lot of this team I really like. Like, I like Mewtwo. I like Mega Lop. I like Z Thundi. I like Krug. I like Roserade. I don't like Keys. I don't like Stunfisk. So that didn't settle too nicely. But just like all that aside, he's got a lot of hazards. Like he's got like 4 rockers in Krug, Mesprit, Prinplup, and Stunfisk, 2 spikers, Klefki and Roserade, and T-Spikes as well. So he's got a lot of hazards there that'll be really good for the likes of Mewtwo and Lop and Thundi that can sort of come in and just do cleanup, even Scarf Moxie Krug as well. He has 4 defoggers, so he can keep hazards off the field, but at the same time still sort of like keep them there because his options are quite a lot. Cleric's not the most Cleric happy team. 2 of the mentions there are Healing Wish, and then the other is Aromatherapy and Roserade and Heal Bell on Megalop. So keeping the team is very prone to being sort of just like chipped away a bit, just like during battle. But looking at a team like this, I think Omega Jolteon wants to get the matches done. Probably sooner rather than later. But he's too. Actually, no, he's only restricted. Uber, so to speak. Base 130 speed and Mega Lop 135. So two just fast, offensive, just powerhouses. Just sort of like there. We'll call Mega Lop a powerhouse for the sake of it. But yeah, get rid of Keys and get rid of Stunfisk, and you'll make me a very happy analyst. But I do like this team, and I can see this rising from 11th for sure. So
definitely.
We'll see how that goes down. But we'll move on to we'll move on to number 10s now.
My number 10 is the it's Willie D. Team consists of Marshadow, Nidoqueen, Rotom Wash, Arcanine, Latios, Diancie, Go-Go, Mino, and Slilu. That's it. Now, I really like this team. Nidoqueen is super good. I think it's a very good mon. But as a Rocks and T-Spice, it also gets able to remove T-Spice itself because it being a poison type, a ground poison type. My show can have Z moves, it's kind of annoying for it, but like, it's still very good. You're not gonna set up in a Marshadow. Like, even in prep, you're not gonna bring a lot of setup Pokemon versus a Marshadow. You can just take that shit and like, damn, my Swift stance equals my bye-bye, and now Marshadow has it, and I gotta deal with that. I'm like, well, that's annoying. This is what's stupid. The Mega Scizor Run and Wash is super nice. Like, cover for the weaknesses, like, you can just like U-turn or Volt Switch Bios and Marshadow, and then they gotta deal with that. Having Diancie for Rocks is super nice because they give you an extra fairy type. Go-Go's kind of cool. It's a cool mon, good grass type at low budget. His dark type being Manibus, Rocks is super nice because this team doesn't really appreciate hazards that much. But he also has very good defaulters in Scizor, Manibus, Run Wash, and Latios because you don't obviously have hazard removal on Latios all the time. This team can obviously break it very well with Z-Move, and it can also run defensive with Arcanine. Like, more defensive teams like Mega Scizor, Arcanine, Rhythm Moss, Nidoqueen, Marshadow, and like either Mandibuzz or Latios would be super nice. He has very many options of what he can do. I really like this team. I just know other teams have to be better, but the team has a lot of options, like I said before. Great hazards, pretty fast, good speed options. And yeah, why don't we go on to your number 10, Taco?
Alright, we're coming up to the second name I'm probably going to botch this season. The Arcanauts Razor Winds. Yeah, that's
Arkansas, I think.
That would make sense. Yeah, so now that I'm looking at this team, I can see why you've placed him where he's placed him. So he's got Palkia, Celesteela, Mega Gallade, Rotom Heat, Mamoswine, Alola Persian, Florges, Uxie, Kamala, Crustle, Vileplume, and Walrein. So, right out the gate, we'll say he's got Z Palkia, and that as much as I don't like to make Bronson happy, this is actually quite a powerhouse, and I reckon it will do a lot of work. Because Palkia is one of those few Ubermons with base 100 speed. A lot of them tend to be much slower than that, so you can take really good advantage of that with a bunch of sets it wants to run with Z moves. Whether it's a setup Z move or just a nuking Z move, the options are there as well. Celesteela just wins games. Like, Ultra Beast can do that, and Celesteela is probably one of the best examples of it just being able to sit there and win a game. Mega Gallade, still solid mon base 110 speed. We'll see how it fares up against the Ubers, but I think it'll still go alright. It can do some cleaning. Mamoswine's just a big powerhouse. Rotom Heat gives it some initiative, and one of his defoggers. He's got Z Alola Persian, probably if anything like Z Parting Shot, which is a really nice move. Just say Celestial or Power Kick gets weakened, the Z punch shot into it, and they're good to go again. But
Yeah.
a lot of the team, I do like. Not a lot of hazard options. There's 3 rocks and one spiker. The spiker being Crossel, and I really dislike his hazard control. When one of your ways of getting rid of hazard control is rapid spin Kamala, it's not the greatest. I don't rate Kamala a lot, especially in an Uber's draft. Uh, Florges can do work, but and Rotom Heat sort of weak to rocks. So if you're coming that in, bringing it into defog, you might be at the risk of taking rocks damage as well while you're at it. So that part of the team I don't like. Yeah, not a fan of Kamala. Not the biggest fan of Rotom Heat just in general, but I still think I still think it has a place in this team, especially its synergy with Celesteela. A shitload of clerics though. 3 mons that can pass switches and 4 Pokemon that can heal statuses. 2 of them being Florges' moves and Aromatherapy and Heal Bell. So this is another one of those teams where I sort of dislike a lot of the other teams more than this one, but this team still is not an awful team.
Yeah. Obviously, you'll see how I ranked it, but
Yeah.
let's move on to my number 9. Is the Strokes coached by Max Rapture. Just Rayquaza, Mawile, Zapdos, Slowbro, Umbreon. What is this? Oh boy, what happened? And it's just consist. What the fuck? There you go. Nidoking, Talonflame, Hitmontop, Steal It, and Tauros. Now, I really like his team. His removal isn't phenomenal, but he does have Zapdos, and he does have Hitmontop. Now, Hitmontop is not a Pokemon. If you like Hitmontop, something wrong with you. But besides that, his moving Zapdos is great. If you look at, I think McQuaid is phenomenal. If played correctly, it's amazing. He's really good on its own. You also have with Regenerator, which is really nice. We Regenerator Core with Slowbro and Mungus. I think Umbreon's a great wish caster for this team. It does what it does very well, especially on this team. Mega Mawile is very good. Obviously, the speed is kind of annoying, but it's okay. He doesn't have Trick Room, which is okay. You don't really need Trick Room with Mega Mawile. I think late round choice is very good because in Gen 8, it's not 7. It got Bison, I believe. So you don't have to run rock climb, which can miss. And you might even bring for us a lot that much, but like it doesn't have to intimidate. It just goes pretty normal type. I think still is a super good mon in this. Just getting a late round steal is really good. He didn't need because like Minimal is a steal type obviously, but like having a secondary steal in pair with Minimal is very good. Talonflame is a super good mon. Even with the Gale Wings, it's still very good. His speed is great. Bulk up with his taunt sets are very good. He has great hazards with Nidoqueen. Obviously, it's not a problem for him. I think I rated this team so low. It's like cool. It isn't great, and I feel like this team would want better hazards. Obviously, it's Hitmontop, which like if you're gonna Hitmontop, you kind of wasting like toxic really. And then he has Zapdos, which is really good, but like it's weak to rock. Default, but like you're not. If you're running default requests, you're doing it wrong. Like I said, a Dragon Dance 7 request is very scary. I believe it does get. He does have very good like balance-ish and like he can run balance over hyper offense with his team. Zapdos, Nidoking, Talonflame, something like that could be very. I feel like having 2 sets of playstyles or more in this kind of form is very nice. This game could be very scary. Depends if you play it right. There's some flaws I didn't mention a little bit, but overall I do like this team a lot. I think it's a well-drafted team by Max Rapture. Why don't you go on to your 9?
My number 9th pick, I put the the Baltimore Orioles, coached by Troy CJ. This team now. Just to confirm this, he did draft Arceus Dark, and it's got to be Arceus Dark, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Arceus Dark, Mega Medicham, Garchomp Heatran, Primarina, Piloswine, Scizor, Quillfish, Xatu, Archeops, Trevenant, and Ampharos. So, Arceus, being able to take Arceus means no one else can have an Arceus form. So, having that's pretty nice. So, like, yeah, there's that just in general, just like not having to deal with from other teams. And Arceus Dark, I have no idea about, but I'm assuming there's a reason for it. It's like I think looking at the team, Arceus Dark is probably one of the better types, just synergy wise. So can't fault that. The hazards on his team are really nice. He's got 4 rockers, spikes, and T-spikes. 3 ways to remove hazards. All 3 defog being Archeops, Scizor, Xatu. Xatu also has magic bounce, so if you're coming in expecting rocks or something, you can just bounce them back. Or even bouncing back something like webs. Because, like, if he can bounce back webs, Pokemon like Mega Medicham, Primarina, and Garchomp can sort of just really go ham. Those 3 mons cannot be slept on. Garchomp, Heatran are both Z Crystal users, and they're both very, very strong Z Crystal users. Heatran can trap with Magma Storm and Z move. Garchomp can just SD and just crush it with Z moves as well. Base 102 speed is actually really nice because it creates like a lot of Pokemon that just sit on that 100 line. And Sizzle's a nice mon. Even though it's just like regular Scizor, it doesn't have the bulk of Mega Scizor, but it gives it the option to help items, so it can run like Band, it can run like Ockerberry or anything it really needs to. So that's pretty nice. Not 100% sold on mons like Archeops or Ampharos on the team. Ampharos is, I think, it's just there just as a cheap electric type, which could be fair enough. It's a slow volt switcher. But Archeops, I don't really rate it without having it run Z moves, because it can't have like just that out of the gate sort of like just putting off that immediate nuke pressure. So, and once it drops below 50%, it really struggles to keep on top of things because of defeaters. So, with all that aside, I like the team. I probably underrated it a little bit. Like, it's definitely got the class to go far. But I mean, we'll see. All we can say is that we'll see. So for now, it's 9. Maybe next week it's 5th or something. So yeah, we'll move on. We're halfway through. Alright, so number 8. Now we're going to start seeing some teams that each have respected co-host has spoken about. So I'll let you take the first one.
Alright, so my number 8 is the Montreal Marlies, coached by Matt O'Shea. I really like this team. I think that was very good. The team you already heard about when Masto said it, or I said it right the first time. I like Yoga. Talk about it. I really like Yoga. I think it's a great roster. I think it's a very good steel type. Obviously not better than Palkia, but I still think it's very, very good. To Ash. Like, switching up moves, switching up typings actually is very good. Along with, like, only luxury typings, something like Zekrom, right? And, like, let's see really fairy in... So not really fairy, but, like, you can definitely put, like, Spice on something with, electric type, like Thunder, so say. And, like, then if he's Yachi Bay, and you click Spikes, Thunderbolt, so you can take that hit, but, like, you ground type, so obviously it doesn't work anymore. Very underrated part about Pronencia. I think it's very good. You also, I think Mew does everything very, very well. Everything. It's like if you don't have Mew can just shine that one. I think it's super good in this format. I think a lot of things. I think a lot of things are like they understate Inferno. Inferno just checks them very well because if you look at it right, both Greninjas are drafted, so that forces prep. Obviously, he has Greninja, but not punch. Along with that, you also get Agent Slash, and then you also get stuff like Kill and White, which all that speed, which is all very good stuff. Like Genesis, I think Kill, not Kill. I think Inferno on that. Tango takes a bunch of hits, which I really like. I don't really think Webs on his team were needed. I would have much preferred something like Florigist, which he couldn't have got, but like something like Licky Licky was still there at this point. I would have much preferred that on his team. I think Quasar, unlike Master, I think Quasar she's pretty. I think it was super good. I think Rotom's decent as a defogger, but it's okay. You can't pass speed in this, but you take a Volbeat, which allows you to telepath stuff like Mew into it. It can be very good. Death Hops is I think it can take some hits, but like in Ubers, it just even pressured even more, especially with knockoff stuff like that. I actually like Glalie as a last pick. Obviously, you can't run Moody, but not game. But late pick Spike is very nice. I think Spike's super good. And then his last month's Mega Arrow, and Mega Arrow is very good. It's phenomenal. Having him only just outspeed all the new up. So, I think it's super good. I really love this team. If he had a Wish Passer that wasn't like, I think Volbeat gets one. If he had like a Ligan, I think I would think a lot more. But I do like this team a lot. That's why I did have him my number 8.
Oh, yes. My number 8 is the Breakneck Beedrills, coached by Splurge. So we've heard his team prior. It's the Solgaleo, Mega Gyarados, Giratina, and friends. I like this team. He's got a lot of options for hazard control. Some of them not the greatest, but you know, Giratina pulls all the weight there. Mons like Mega Gara and Lando can see themselves doing like a lot of work. I feel like Mega Gara might be something that's sort of slept on, and if it does, it'll just hammer through teams. I guess the only mon I'm really not the biggest fan of is Alola Golem, to be honest. I think it's a pretty interesting pick, but we'll see what it does. It's a rocker, one of 2 rockers on the team, and the hazards to be set are reasonably slim. So I guess that's there for that. Not much else to say. I do really like this team, and I can see this team doing well. Solgaleo can run its I think its signature Z move, and that's just a big strong steel type smack. So alongside all of its coverage options as well, because Solgaleo gets a surprising amount of coverage options. So it's got that going for it for sure. So yeah, I reckon we just head straight on to 7s.
My number 7 is Omega Jolteon, coached the Chicago Chaos, coached by Omega Jolteon. And I really like this team. There's not even a team I really dislike, except for the Volcania pick. That I don't think that Mon's really good at all. But I really like Klefki on this team. I think Spikes on this team is very good, and he gets a lot of. This is also very nice because it allows him is off default. Because a lot of the Ubers get default, not Rapid. So he can get off the Defiant Boost, and I think that heavily pressures a lot. I think Mewtwo is very good. It cannot run Z moves, but that's okay. I don't think it really needs to. Lots of very good cleaners, so let's pair it with Spike, Breaking Power, Thunder. Lots to clean very easily. I think Rosary and Mesprit are great, because Rosary gives you T-Fight. Mesprit gives you an extra Psychic type that isn't Mewtwo, which I think is pretty good. I actually really do like Sunfix a lot. I think it's very good. I think the electric type, besides Thunder, the ground type, obviously. Like Crocodile, which I think is very good. Purple and Fracture, don't really know what they do. I guess Fracture is like a mini water type with like removal. And Fracture, I guess bulky Dragon Dance, I don't know. I feel like maybe Shogun could be better. I'm not gonna really like get because of that. I think there's a lot of great things going for it. Great Stealth Rock, Pursuit Trap is really nice. Volcanion's okay. I think its speed is pretty bad, and I can't really break a lot of things because it doesn't have very good like Steam Eruption, Hidden Power, Fire Move, and like I think it's like Sludge Bomb or whatever. But besides that, it's okay. Or if you compare with it well, I think Omega would do very well with this team. 15 to 15's play style. And I think Mewtwo Lob Thundurus is super good. And yeah, let me go on to your number 7.
My number 7 is the San Diego State Azels. And this is a team that I actually originally had a lot higher than 7th. Because I really did like this team. And then I sort of just saw like the flaws that sort of came out of it. So it's the Groudon Charizard team with Clef, Raikou, Bulu, and all that stuff, and Pheromosa as well. I like Groudon and Megazord X. Like it just screams like just Flare Blitzes in the sun from like Tough Claws Megazord. Like that's just gonna do damage to like pretty much like anything really. So I thought that was really sick. Clefable's one of those ones where it can either be like super devastating or be really lackluster. I feel like it can do work. It all depends on how it is utilized in the game. I like Pheromosa as well. He's got Z Pheromosa, and I know from personal experience that Z Pheromosa is something that you can't sleep on because it's just like most of Ultra Beasts. Like once it starts getting Beast Boosts and you don't have something faster to check it, it just tears through teams, and that's it. So he's got a lot of rockers. Now the things I start to get a little bit sad about. Hazard removal. He only has the Defog and Charizard and the Rapid Spin of Pheromosa. So with a team that has Charizard on it, like if they get rocks up before you come in to get rid of the hazards, that's going to be 50% just gone. Even though it does have Bulu there, and when it's grounded, it can like heal with grassy terrain. It's not gonna be enough. And it's Clefable is sort of just like in the only cleric. So if Clefable's not there, like getting status off against a lot of these ones is gonna be fairly easy. Despite a lot of the immunities that the team has to each respective hazard, like Charizard immune to Willow, like Probopass, Vigilville immune to like Toxic, Raikou immune to T-Wave, and then like Bishop and Bruxish can be immune to like Prankster statuses because of Dazzling and being a dark typing. But I still really like this team. I just do think it needs hazard. I do think it needs hazard removal. Like even if it's like dropping 1 or 2 mons just to get like a semi-solid defogger, I think would make this team much better in my opinion. I still really like it. I just think it needs just like that one step to make me really love it.
Right. Let's move on to my number 6, which is the Calgary Inferno, coached by Aaron 2420. Big fan, by the way.
Big fan.
Zonius is a phenomenal one. I think he has a bunch of coverage moves, so like even like Steel types still get hit by close combat, like pure Steel types like Registeel or whatever, take by close combat. So that's super nice. I think Aegislash is very good at checking a lot of things. Like even with Deoxys, which didn't get drafted by the way, so for me. But it does keep Pursuit, which I think is good. But you can Pursuit trap certain things like you're not gonna expect Aegislash from. So you can Pursuit trap stuff low key, and I think it'd be very good. Like, you can Pursuit trap like a Lele, could be very nice. Pursuit trapping stuff like Akira, that's Akira, but like a Monoshout would be really nice. And I think getting the extra chip is very good. Switching Aegis slash with Shadow Thief is still a very super lot team if played the right way. He got torn too. His torn is super good as long as you hit Hurricane. If you hit Hurricane, what's phenomenal. If you miss Hurricane, well, help the Shadow. I think Suicune was super good too. You can switch into a lot of the Uber Pokemon like Shadow can switch into, my Shadow switch into. It's just super nice. It's a good way to start with any Uber format. I was originally was shitting on the Como pick, but like more than I've thought about, I really like Como on this team. Gives him an extra rocker to pair with Don Fan. And it does get Zimu. I don't actually think it's the claim scale, the Omni boosting one. I'm not too sure about that. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Either way, it's still good. It's still a very good Pokemon. I think Mashana is super nice as a good, like, switching some fighting types, like the Mewtwo. The Mega Lucario that got drafted. Mashana's actually pretty bulky. Also, the Mega Medicham, just Shelmet. Don't know what it does besides fight. You'll find out. That's fight. That's on this team a lot. Ask him after like extra thing of he doesn't have Wish on this team. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Wish on this team, but like that's kind of okay. He does have Wiggly stuff. I was like, yes, you do have Wiggly stuff with Wish. But okay. It gets Rocks too. So I don't really know what that does besides that. He also gets Steel Ball, I'm pretty sure. He also got Luxray. I don't know why the hell he got Luxray. Because I feel like he got a much better grip. Other times I think it's a hit too, so that's maybe a thing. Seeno's still a good pursuit trap. Seeno's speed too really helps him with this. Things throwing around a lot of speed. But like Seeno forces you to also priority I show with all the new dragons that show up. Mine very nice. And yeah, I really like this team. How about you? How is your number?
My number 6 is your number 5, so we can sort of just like we can talk about this one together. So
yeah,
it is the A Gallade United Uni that should be United Teddy Ursa Friend Codes. A stupid name from a stupid coach called Bill Standish, and his team. Mega Lucario, Alola Ninetales, Necrozma, Salamence, Porygon 2, Manaphy, Dusknoir, Houndoom, Scarfer, Sandslash, Alola, Mudsdale, and Whimsicott. So, Bill was like back and forth on picks for his draft. I know that because I sat in a call with him and he was sort of just like saying some stuff, having some thoughts. But Mega Lucario is absolutely phenomenal. I think you could agree with that as well, Bronson.
I really like Mega Lucario. I really like Mega Lucario. Yeah, I think it's very good. As long as it plays correctly, I think it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Lucario played correctly. Yeah, absolutely spook.
I don't. This team was ranked so like not. I feel like it could be ranked higher. There's not a mon on his team that I dislike on his whole team. Maybe that's Northern Houndoom. And yeah, that's when a Houndoom. Like, you look at his team, and for those who don't know, Scarfer is Lantern, by the way. I mentioned that. But, like, you look at his team, you know what his team's going to do. His team is set up hyper offense with Ninetales, Whimsicott. You can do streams with those, passing a Salamence, Lucario, Hosma. You know what this team is going to do. But, like, can you stop it, though, is really the point. I really like this team. I think if played correctly, Bill can be good in this league because he's a bunch of setup. He also has like some thick bonds with like P2. He can bring a form of semi-balance. But I think Bill's bread and butter is going to be the hyper offense setup spam type thing.
Yeah, for sure. But the hyper offense he brings is probably maybe some of the scariest I think drafted. I think, in my opinion, second scariest to a team that's probably ranked a little higher. But the difference is this one is more like setup HO, where you can like get behind Veil and sort of like set up, whether if it's like SD with SD or even Nasty Plot with Lucario. I think SD Necrozma, DD Meds, Tailglow Manaphy, SD Alola Slash, like, or even Curse P2. So.
That is a thing, yes.
The team is not without its flaws. Like the team outside of like maybe like Mence and Houndoom doesn't really want to appreciate too many fire type hits. Like Lantern and Manaphy will be able to take some, but like those big like flare blitzes from like the Charizard squad, like Bill's team doesn't appreciate really taking on those hits at all, because I'm pretty sure that 2-hit KOs isn't his entire squad outside of Houndoom and maybe like Fizz Deathmans. But I mean, like we'll see where that goes. I still think this team is very solid. Like it's like top 6, top 5 teams drafted. So like that's something. Good job, Bill. Good. I'm proud of you, Bill.
Good job, Bill.
All right. Oh, I guess unless if you've got more to say, I'll jump into number 5. But
not really have much to say. I just really like this team, but besides like the fire type thing, besides that, I feel like the team has very good options for hyper offense. It is, like you said, probably one of the scariest in the whole league. The team will do phenomenally well. I truly believe that. And despite Bill not being the greatest coach, this team, if played correctly, I think Bill will have a chance to win it all. But yeah, let's go to year number 5.
my number 5 is the Lawrence Talonflames, coached by Garchomp the God. And this was above the rest of the others because all of these Pokemon on this team I love dearly, except for one. So he's got Zekrom, Ash Greninja, Mega Diancie, Excadrill, Serena, Alolan, Araquanid, Licky, Staraptor, and Hippopotas. So he did originally have Gumshoes there for like the longest time. I think there was like a free agency trade made just prior to drafting because Gumshoes on this team. I said in quote, anything is better than this, and I was almost proven wrong. But at least Hippopotas can let Drill run like Sand Rush sets if he needs that extra bit of speed at the sacrifice of like a Monslot, which may be worth, but we'll see if that's the case in the near future. It's like Ash Graham just wins games. Like if you've seen it played in like OU, it just wins games, and I feel like it could do like the same thing in Ubers because it's got a really nice speed tier in 132 after Battle Bomb goes off, and very solid offenses as well. He's got webs. Like webs and Zekrom is actually like low key scary. Even like webs and like Banded Raptor is like scary as well. Because Banded Raptor might not be winning games, but boy, it's doing like 50% to everything. And like Mega Diancie, is another one of those ones that can do like a decent bit of cleanup work as well with Magic Bounce. So like you can't taunt to stop the setup, and you can't like phase it or anything if it's setting up like Rock Polish, Carmine sort of the stuff. So that's pretty nice going for it. He's got a lot of hazards. Like he's got spikes, T-spikes, rocks, and webs with two spinners actually and 2 defoggers. So a lot of like surprisingly decent options there as well. Alongside Licky doing what Licky is clutch for. That Heal Bell, which just being like the best pink supportive mon of all time. The one I don't like on his team is Zekrom, and that's purely just because I dislike Zekrom. But Zekrom, like especially in webs, can just go ham. So I'm pretty keen to see how Garchomp the God does. Hopefully he doesn't go like 0-10. I will actually be very disappointed. But we'll see how that goes. I have faith.
Yeah, definitely pretty good team. We'll go on to my number 4, which is the Arkansas Absols, coached by JV Westside. Now, I did not pick this team because of that Palkia. I think this Palkia is phenomenal. just throw that disclaimer out there. Palkia is still a galley. Phenomenal. That's really fucking good in my opinion. I mean, Palkia with the Z-move is super nice. Like Matt said earlier, the base 100 speed with the Z-move can either nuke, or even like different like support type Z-moves like Z, Brain Dance, Z Heal Block, plus 2 speed, which you might not know about, but if you watch this video, you know about it, buddy. I'm trying to help you out. But like he said, Celtics can win games. They're super good, super fat. And check stuff like Lucario, check stuff like Zonius, stuff like Marshall, just that's in the format. So it makes it even better as a defensive. I think Mega Gala is phenomenal. Even in this, it's still the same setup moves, and it still outspeeds the majority of the new mons that come in. So I think that mon is phenomenal. His Halo isn't great, but like he also has Z Persian, which has a great speed. Z Persian is a very good mon. Halo's point I think is very good. It gets even better with this. With all the new dragons, still Ice Shard is super nice. And like, it's still a middle one. You still have to switch into it. Brody Pete is pretty good. Yuxi's pretty good. I think Floyd is pretty good. I think they all support the team very well. You know, more like a bulky team with like Floyd and Switch Pass is very nice. Along with Yuxi, like Matt said earlier, Kamala is like not a Pokemon, but it's like the one thing I don't like about his team. I think Cross is super good with like spikes. It doesn't get shelf masters. If you got pressure and he prints it, you're gonna look like a fool if he beats you with it. So probably gonna happen. I think Bob is very good. Not very good, but I think it's a pretty good value pick at the end. It definitely helps with switching to stuff like Zonius maybe. Be very nice to switch into it. But like a low key, like if you bring it once or twice and it works out, it's definitely worth the 5 whatever it was. Already don't really know why, but it could help him switch into stuff like the Kill and White maybe. So that could be a thing. Like if you can be Vulture Mons like once or twice, I think it's a very good team. And I think the team is well built and well structured. I mean, like Matt said, the housing rule isn't phenomenal, but like Florigis, Rotomede, and Kamala is pretty decent, and he definitely help for multiple key balance. He also want a version of Hyper Offense if he wants to. I really like the team, and I do think he did really well this season. We go on to your number 4.
My number 4. Funnily enough, we had these two teams in the same spots, 10th and 4th, but opposite teams for each of the analysts. I have East Willie D and the Brisbane Slackers. I just like everything except Sliggoo on this team, to be honest. Like, I think Marshadow is excellent. Marshadow means, like, it stops people wanting to go for setup, because if he gets Spectral Thief off, it wins the game. Like, a lot of the time, so always something to keep an eye out on. Mega Sizzle, just really, probably one of the better Megas that doesn't cost like 1,000,000 points, like, because it's on Uber's Mega. I like Nidoqueen having the T-Spikes and Rocks option and being able to suck up T-Spikes is nice. Even though, like, not a lot of his mons are affected by it, it's still nice just to have. His ways to remove hazards are not. Like, he's got like 4 defoggers, and not much weak to rocks, but a lot that sort of can be hurt by like spikes and maybe like webs as well. So it's nice. The team's just like all around just like generally pretty solid, and I feel like this team can go and get some wins, but I feel like at the same time, like, things could go south for this team. But I don't know. Z Latios is actually really nice as well. Z Lati, Z Arcanine, and Z Sliggoo. Like, just I really don't rate Sliggoo. Like, I think if King's Rock's legal, he's got the Cincino clutch factor as always. And Diancie is actually his only cleric mon at all, so it's the only heal bell. So a bit weak on the like the hazard support side. But I still think this team is very solid, even though it's very heavily dependent on like a few mons. But those few mons are probably going to be the mons that come every week, and they do have a lot of options between them to sort of carry the load, if that makes sense. So,
yeah,
I feel like I'll talk about my number 3 first, and then we can do your third, which is my second, and then your second, which is my first, and then you can talk about your number 1, and then we'll be done with that recap, I reckon.
Yeah.
Easy. All right. So my third is Max Rapture. This is the Rainmaker Mawile team. This team, this team I always had at number 3. Like, I really like this team. Z Ray, Z Talonflame, 2 really good Z users. Priority Sky Strike when Talonflame's at full HP can either like just nuke out the gate or just like nuke if the hazards clean off the field. Unfortunately, only two ways to clear hazards outside of Talonflame itself. And if Talonflame's coming in on Rocked, it's not at full HP, so it's not going to end that priority Sky Strike. So that's a bit rough on there. But that's only one mon. Like we gotta talk about like Z Ray. Like that'll go to town on like a lot of teams if he gets up like a DD or two. Mega Morwell can just win games because it's got the bulk and the offense for sure just to clean up. Speed can always be patched. He's got a bunch of tailwind options. He's got a trick room option and Slowbro as well. So there's two ways that you can get around Morwell's pretty meh speed, alongside Sucker Punch as well. Slowbro Amoongus creates Rogue's favourite regen core. Zappy's just a very phenomenal one as well. It's just Zapdos. Like, we all know what Zapdos does. Nice late pickup in like Taurus as well. Good bit of speed. Outside of Talonflame, it's his next fastest mon, and then it's the base hundreds. So having that 110 speed benchmark can sometimes be a bit annoying for people to creep. But yeah. So Taurus offers that. Even though it doesn't offer too much else, it's just a cheap little last round pick for him. So that's pretty nice. Nidoking's also really great. Like Nidoking, just like Nidoqueen, they're both just really good mons. And a lot of the teams that tend to have those mons tend to be given like the thumbs up because they're just great mons in draft. And Umbreon Steelix. Umbreon, I could probably see why he's brought. I think it's its only cleric on the team. So that's understandable. Steelix is just like cheap bulk as well. And it actually has surprisingly decent synergy with Slowbro, which makes me very upset to say. But, I mean, it's just there. So, I like this team. This team can do well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Definitely pretty good team. Next episode, now we'll go on to my number 3 and your number 2, which is the Flying Bird, coach of the Sydney New South Wales section. Now his team consists of Coco, Zygarde, Hawlucha, Volcarona, Shaman, Gothorita, Lapras, Kangaskhan, Palossand, and Mega Metagross. Now, when I first said those few months, like, where the fuck are the Ubers? Well, he has when it's at the end. He's at Mega Metagross, and that's one of the best dudes in the format, in my opinion. Because its speed tier is super nice. Like, it's still Mega Metagross. So, like, you still have to switch to Mega Metagross, and like, it can do a lot. I didn't think a lot of value picks, like stuff like Gothorita, Volibee, Lapras, and Palossand was super nice. Could be better, obviously. Maybe like an Aldina, but I think Kangaskhan's pretty good. Pretty good speed actually with Kangaskhan. It does get Wish Pass. I'm not really sure. It's very good. I think his late round picks really put this team like it just like he has the first round picks which are like phenomenal. Like Coco Lucia, goodness, he got Coco Lucia last pick or not last pick, but a 15th pick. You're getting Coco probably isn't a first round pick in the Dubis format. But it's still Coco, and Coco's phenomenal. He gets Zygarde, which he always loves using. not Power Construct Zygarde, because that was not drafted, just to point that out. But I still think Zygarde's still very, very good. He gets Z-Bulk Run, which is very nice. Z-Bulk Run is one of the biggest threats. He also gets a Alola Mach and Shaman, which can switch into a lot of the Uber, I feel. I think Shaman and Mach can, like, fit together. Because, like, especially Mach with the Glenny Berry option, it definitely help a lot versus the other stuff. Gothorita, like, will it bring in a lot? Probably not, but, like, think about it. So there's stuff like a Lugia, right? You bring, like, Gothorita just, like, trigger Choice Star. And, like, oh, fuck, I'm Lugia. Gurg. And I just think this team is built very, very well, and I do like it a lot. the team that I would want to have is a very good team. I think he'll do really well. Why don't you go and talk about the Flying Bird?
Yeah, I really rate this team. Like, I've seen the stuff Burb can do with Coco Lucha. He absolutely loves Zygarde. I feel like he's gonna bring the best out of Zygarde, especially in and amongst the Ubers, because he's been constantly telling me, Zygarde does X, and I just can't wait for him to actually see it come into play. I think Mega Metagross is probably one of the better, if not the best, for sure, one of the best Megas. Like, it just has everything going for it. Really good speed, really good offenses, really nice ability, really great bulk. Like, it's just a fantastic pick, especially with a lot of Burb's team as well. He's got Lapras. He loves using Lapras. I love calcing with Lapras. It can do a surprising amount of things for him on that's 3 points. Gothorita's a nice pick. It can sort of just make people think it may come. It can trick choice scarves. It can run it can just be annoying. It's just a trapper. It can just trap and just semi deal with something that's annoying. And for 1 point, that's probably worth it over a lot of other 1 point mons that you could probably pick up. Volibbee's cheap bulk. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I feel like there was a reason for it for sure. Kangaskhan is a pretty interesting pick as well, but it's there. We'll see what Burb does with Kang. I rate the rest of his draft. I reckon it's very solid. Despite only having 2 rockers and Burb's never dying love for T-Spikes isn't here, so what's going on there, boy? His 4 defoggers are Hawlucha, Coco, Volcarona, and Volibee. So, not amazing, but there's options there. So, there's that. If he's struggling to figure out a 4th move to put on Hawlucha 1 week, hey, maybe it's defog. Maybe it's Mold Breaker defog, so you can drop evasion of those clear body mons. So, you never know. He's got a lot of clerics, so team is very well supported. It's just an in general just really nice team, and with the way how Burb's been hyping it up, he better perform. He needs to Burb also needs to make sure that he bonds and make sure all of his mons are very happy with him, because I heard he lost a finals game to a lack of happiness. So, man, imagine botching that. But enough about Burb, I reckon.
Well, we can talk about another Aussie, and then we'll talk about another Aussie, and my number 2, and your number 1. Some call him the greatest in the format, some call him Gypsy King. And he happens to be, he probably is both. Gypsy King coaches Sydney Sharpedos. His team is with Z moves. Landorus T, Ho-Ho, Parathorn, Weavile, Latios, Mega Slowbro, Marini, Claydol, and Regigigas. Now, I said Magearna, and Magearna was the 6th pick overall. Magearna's still really, really fucking good. It was Z moves, it can still win games. Landorus T, phenomenal. Ho-Oh was a generator. He can give it rocks, really. He doesn't have a great removal with Latios and Landorus, but legit generator. It can do stuff. It can still do stuff like that. Hazard is super nice. He did get Weavile, which I think is a very good addition to his team to knock off with Pursuit Trap certain things. He got Mega Slowbro late, which I think was phenomenal. Slowbro was really good. I think, especially because it can Mega Evolve whenever. You generate a combo with Ho-Oh and Mega Slowbro. Marini late was very good, because Marini just stopped. If you didn't have Marini, it'd be kind of annoying. Claydol late with Rapid Spin is a very good thing, because I do think Claydol can be used very, very well. Late run Regigigas, which I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna do, besides keywave bullshit, which I'm not sure if Gypsy's gonna get that, but he could always do that. I really do like this team a lot. I think Gypsy gets the best out of his Pokemon. We just give him a bunch of mons that do a lot of things, and support really well with Magearna, Landers, he's used Pharaoh, Levi, Elias, Slur, which I think is actually very, very good. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. And how about you talk about Gypsy?
All right. I'm gonna keep it brief because you've heard the team. McGinn, Orlando, T, Ho is just absolutely terrifying. Farrathorn adds pretty nicely to the bulk with Mega Slowbro as well for sure. We've all adds a lot of nice speed and offense to that team. Mega Latias, no, not Mega Latias, just Latias, still very solid. Has a lot of options, so he can do a lot of work with that. Bunch of hazard options, couple of defoggers, so healing wish and wish with Lottie, and heal bell with Megina. But his low tier picks are pretty interesting. They could be more just like gap fillers than anything, because I think you need a minimum of like 9 or 10 to draft per squad. But just those first like 7 picks are very scary. He could probably bring those 7 most weeks and still do very well, especially if he plays around his team correctly. Which it's Gypsy. He knows the format like very well. It'll be shocking to see him lose probably more than like 3 or 4 games. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Maybe people are out here to prove me wrong. So we'll get on to your number 1 and then we'll wrap it up.
My number 1 is the Baltimore fuck off. The Baltimore Orioles, god damn it. Choice CJ, Baltimore Orioles, there we go. His first name was Arceus Dog. Arceus itself, I think, is going to be amazing. And I think it's definitely worth, like, potentially being banned. Because, like, you look at it, it's base 120 everywhere. Its move pool is phenomenal. Now, granted, it doesn't have Z moves, which if he did put Z moves on this, he could have been a Z user. I don't know if you know this watching, but, like, you can run Z moves on Arceus and that type. So, he definitely could have ran this, and that could have been really scary. Then a meta chance switches in, like, even with all the Ubers, like, switches in, yeah. But, like, besides that, I mean, Xerneas can't. And, like, even Aegis Slash can take a fire punch. It predicted right. I didn't make a match, I'm still really good. Thank you. Garchomp's still very, I think, because it is used on Garchomp, it's still Garchomp. His Garchomp is still, I think it's one of the best models in it's not Uber's format, but it's still very, very good. I think it's phenomenal. He tried Monty's used before, and I know he can get a lot out of it. I think Rock's having a really good steel pair with Arceus Dark is still pretty good. I mean, he doesn't really switch into fighting type, but like the next pick is still Primarina, and like that gives him a fairy type. Is it an ideal fairy? Probably not. Then he also Piloswine is a great switcher to stuff like Coco, stuff like the Zekrom, stuff like Ice Shot. It helps you with stuff like I don't know. I also can switch into like if he's max HP. Also, Ice Shot for stuff like Equation. I think it's still a very phenomenal mod worth like the pick he has. It's worth like 7 or 8 points. It's still very good. Swift Infinite, each turn defog. It's still very good. Cool Fiction Hazard, Speed Spikes, Intimidate, Spikes. It's just a great thing. So good. He has Zatu, which I think could be very useful for these hazards packaging that we mentioned before. Arceus out Z moves isn't as great, but it's still Arceus. It still can set up Rock, set up Endeavor. A great lead set. Trevenant could be pretty good. I think Trevenant actually has some potential with the berries it has, with the sub-leafy variants. Team is well built. There's nothing on this team that I dislike. He's very good. I think there's a lot of options. I think Arceus will as I think it's probably the best mon out there, and I do think that like Arceus Dark is probably the best one he could have chosen because like some of them were banned like Water, Fairy. Arceus Dark is very good because it gives him a Dark type, it gives him a Psychic switching. Psychic types are probably one of the top 5 type types in the format with all of them coming. Good, like Judgment for Lugia, Judgment for Mewtwo, it gets like I believe it's Ironhead, Judgment from Shadow, Judgment from Galio. I think it's phenomenal, and its feature is great. You can run defensive, reliable, cover with cover. It has so many great support moves. I think this mon is very good. And I also think he paired very. I also think he drafted very well with the team. And I do like the team a lot. The one thing I would probably change, like if he can get like a Wish Passer, maybe that might help him instead of Trevenant. I'm not sure Trevenant's like 3 points. Maybe you can get like a Arcano or some shit like that. But like, I do like this team. I do think this team is phenomenal. And with that, I feel like we're gonna wrap it up. Matt, do you want to say anything besides like sub to our channels? Because we make great content. I only upload, but Master does. Anything else you want to say, Matt?
I upload sometimes. Descriptions of all the coaches and like the league and everything else that Aaron tells us to put in the description will be there. I have 15 minutes to get ready for work, so I'm going to bounce. We will probably be doing this ideally every week, if not every second week, for sure. So that's what we'd like to get out, just to sort of just like go over like the changes and all that, and just keep everyone just in touch with how the league's going and all that. If you don't follow all the coaches, but we would appreciate if you checked out all the coaches.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Leave comments to do better, because obviously this is the first time we've ever done this. Definitely a lot of stuff we could still work on. Tell us what we did good. Tell us we didn't do good, and like we'll definitely work on it and see if we can do better.
Absolutely. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.